Hey everybody, welcome to my video of Basic Beginner Blues Guitar, a Plan. Now the idea here is to give you some structure. I've talked to a lot of you and emailed a lot of you out there, and I found that you are incredibly self-motivated. You've been putting in a lot of hours on your guitar and you've been watching a lot of videos. What a lot of you don't have is some sense of structure, and that's what I hope to do with this video. Okay, now this is not exactly a how-to video, but more like a chance for you to create a checklist of things that you truly need if you're going to be a blues guitar player. Okay, so let's get started. Quick sales pitch. If you enjoy this video, and I hope you do, consider making a donation. If you go to my channel, there's a little PayPal button you can click on and make a donation. I really appreciate it. Thanks. I love doing these videos, and I hope to do many, many more in the future. I also do Skype lessons, okay? So if you like what you're seeing here, we can do a lesson with Skype. All right, let's get down to business. Blues guitar playing. Here's some fundamental things. I'm going to give you about 8 or 10 things here, okay? So you might want to get a pen and pencil, piece of paper, all right? A shuffle pattern. You can't go wrong with a shuffle pattern. Okay, I've got a whole video on shuffle patterns. Check out my other videos. You'll see there's one there. It's called the shuffle pattern. You got to know shuffle patterns, okay, to be a blues guitar player. Number 2, reading guitar tab. If you don't already know how to read guitar tab, got to learn how. If I don't already have a video on reading guitar tab, I'll post one soon, okay? You got to know how to read guitar tab. All right, number 3, how about your basic open position blues chords? Now when I say open position, I'm talking about this end of the guitar. Chords are going to involve a lot of open strings, or at least some open strings. Blues chords are all the ones that are called 7th chords, sometimes called dominant 7. So you're going to have to know A7, B7, C7. See the pattern here? D7, E7, F7, don't sweat that one yet. But G7, yeah, you're going to want that one, okay? All right, so all those 7th chords, just run yourself through the alphabet, learn those 7th chords, all right? Some other things. 2 kinds of scales to be a blues guitar player. Not surprisingly, you're going to need your blues scale, right? It makes sense. But the minor pentatonic scale is so closely related to the blues scale, and it works pretty well in a lot of blues situations. They're almost the same thing. But the bottom line is you're going to want to know how to play a minor pentatonic scale and also a blues scale. Hear that bluesy note in there? So close, okay? And I do have a video on minor pentatonic scales, or pentatonic scales in general, so definitely check that out. Okay, so we have quite a few things on the checklist already. Some of these hopefully you're already at least a little bit familiar with. How about some other details? Down, up, picking. When you saw me do that blues scale a moment ago, you might have noticed that down, up picking with my right hand. It's life or death that you become comfortable with down, up picking, okay? Also known as alternate picking. A great way to practice it is playing a scale, in this case a blues scale, okay? Now here's the concept. The concept is, regardless of what the next note is, regardless of what string you're on or what string you're going to, you maintain a down, up sequence with no exceptions. Repeat, no exceptions, okay? You might think to yourself, yeah, but I'm going from a fat string down to a skinnier string, so I'm going to do a couple downstrokes in a row. I see your logic, all right, but not in this case, all right? So you got to turn off that side of your brain and accept that there's a reason why this type of picking is so important to guitar players and to guitar teachers, okay? So down, up picking, also known as alternate picking, and scales represent a great way to practice alternate picking. Okay, a few more things. Riffs. A lot of blues tunes are based on specific riffs. Tons of classic blues guitar riffs, and you've heard them all, right? Okay, or you might hear like dozens and dozens and dozens of classic riffs, okay? Which brings me to a book like this one right here. Another sales pitch. If you like what we're doing here today, you want to learn more about blues, I definitely recommend this book. It's not purely beginning stuff. It gets into some stuff I would call intermediate level. I have copies of it to sell. Check out my page here, my YouTube channel page, and you can see how you can get yourself a copy. Bottom line is, it's a great book. Blues Guitar by Greg Koch. In fact, anything Greg Koch writes is terrific for students and for teachers. And it's published by Hal Leonard, okay? I don't work for them. I just use this book when I teach my students all the time, so I can tell you it's a great book. Okay, but like I said, it's not purely beginning. It gets, it gets a little advanced, but that's what we want, right? We want to get you there. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of details here. We've talked about the open position chords. Only a few more things on the checklist. Rhythm chords. Rhythm chords are different than these open position chords. I'm going to play a little bit with rhythm chords and you can see the different sound. Rhythm chords are so useful and so helpful for blues guitar. Check this out. Okay, see how it's a little bit different than those jangly open position chords? When I was a kid, I went to blues clubs in Chicago and I watched the guys play. And I knew my chords down on this end of the guitar, and I did not know what the heck they were doing when they played up the neck like that, right? Rhythm chords, that's a common name for these rhythm chords. Got to learn a few rhythm chords. In the context of blues, there's 2 crucial rhythm chords to learn. I'll probably post a video about that soon too. But add those to your checklist, rhythm chords. Okay? Hey, we're almost at the end here. We've talked about almost everything I hope to talk about. Maybe the most important thing, if you're still watching, I'm glad you're still watching, because this is also life or death. You have to come to terms with what's called the 12-bar blues form. You might have heard of the 12-bar blues. You might be vaguely aware of this. You have to know what that means, the 12-bar form, the 12-bar blues form. Okay? Long story short, it's a 12-measure sequence. Okay, a 12-measure sequence that repeats over and over again, and that's the foundation of the song. You can have singing on top of those 12 measures. You can have a guitar solo, a saxophone solo, whatever you want, but those 12 measures keep repeating in a very predictable and sometimes somewhat creative way. Okay, the 12-bar blues form. If you're not sure what that is, you got to find out what the 12-bar blues form is, all right? And if I don't have a video about that already, I'd be happy to post one soon. All right, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. We talked about, let's run down our list here. We talked about open position chords, the 7th chord specifically, the rhythm chords, blues scales and minor pentatonic scales, which are almost the same thing. Riffs, you got to learn those classic riffs. And an easy way to get those riffs is out of various blues guitar books. Down-up picking, shuffle patterns, being able to read guitar tab, that's life or death. Have I mentioned that one yet? You got to learn how to read guitar tab. If you're going to get anything out of a book like this, guitar tab, also known as tablature. Simple way of communicating guitar music from a student to a teacher, from a book to a student. Guitar tab. I might not have mentioned that one before. You got to know how to read guitar tab. It's easy, okay? It's easy, but you got to know how to read it. And lastly, that 12-bar blues form. All right? Okay, that wraps it up. Like I said, this is not a how-to video. I've got plenty of those as well. This is a chance for you to make a checklist, have some structure. So all that time you're spending on YouTube and talking to friends and hopefully taking some guitar lessons as well, now that stuff can kind of start to take shape. Okay? This is a great checklist. This is exactly what I wish someone had given me many years ago when I first started playing the guitar. Okay, but now I've been teaching for over 20 years and I've sort of formulated this checklist to be able to help to anybody who aspires to play blues guitar. All right, everybody, I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider making a donation. I'm back on my channel page, my YouTube channel page. There's an opportunity to click on PayPal, make a small donation, whatever you can afford. I'd appreciate it. Contact me if you want to check out a copy of this book. It's a great book, comes with a CD. And contact me if you want to do some Skype lessons. I've met quite a few of you out there in YouTube land doing Skype lessons. I'm always happy to do that. I teach guitar 6 days a week, so having one more student wouldn't bother me at all. All right? So send me an email. You can get all the information down below. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great time with the guitar. Play every day. You got to play every day. All right? And subscribe to my channel and check out all my videos. Thanks for watching, everybody.